Today, we're taking a peek at not at one product, but a whole bunch of products. And this kind of covers a range of years. But today we're talking about Kickstarter stuff. Hey guys, welcome back to techgooch, and today I kind of wanted to do a video that's not specific to one specific product, but kind of a range of different things, and kind of do some quick shots on a whole bunch of products that I've purchased myself, or backed I should say, on Kickstarter. Some of which I backed early, but all of them are ones that I backed with my own money on Kickstarter, and I'm going to go through every single product that I have here and kind of give you my thoughts up and down. Some of these I love, some of these not so bad, some of these not so great, and one specific one, absolute garbage. And so that's what we're doing today. This is going to be a little bit longer video probably because we're going one at a time. We're not going to spend too much time on a specific product, but I do want to hit a range. And this is a range of years. My very first product we're going to hit, the ButterUp Knife, was one of the earlier ones that I backed of a true product rather than like a service or something like that. And there are other products that I backed that I'm not showing here, a couple of which I actually want to show on a different video on one of my other channels. But I wanted to give a range of things and kind of keep it a little more specific to some technology, performance things, and travel items, things like that, but in the home use as well. So let's get started. Up first, the ButterUp Knife. So this is a product that I backed back in 2015, the stupendous original ButterUp Knife. And so it's a knife, and when I saw it, I was like, that somebody actually gets this. So on one side we actually have a serrated blade that actually can slice the butter. On the other side you can see these little holes, and there's I think a lot of duplicates on this now, where you can actually use this to take harder butter, like what we have right here. This is just a stick butter that came out of the refrigerator. It does work out of the freezer, just not as well. But so refrigerated butter like this is hard, and it doesn't spread on bread very well. So if you were to just take a slice of it and spread it, not going to spread very well. Where they have these little holes, and you can cut it at an angle, and you get these nice little flakes of butter, right? If you can see that at all. It basically allows it to warm to room temperature faster. But this product specifically was the first real product that I backed on Kickstarter that worked exactly like it was advertised, was worth every dollar I spent with it, and it's been our butter knife ever since. So it's literally just stainless steel. What can go wrong with it? It works fantastic. You can still buy this. So I think I spent like $10 in US dollars. It's an Australian product. Still available on their website through Australian. It's 12 Australian dollars, which equates to like just under $9 in today's exchange rate with US dollars. Of course, that varies. But, yeah, so I spent like whatever it was, 10, 12 bucks, somewhere in there. But that's the ButterUp, and as a product that you can still buy today, and I still love. So that's the ButterUp. Next up, another product I backed from 2015. This was Crystal Wash 2.0. The box took a little water damage because we stored it in the laundry room, but I did keep the box. Essentially, Crystal Wash was a way to use or wash your clothes without detergent. You throw these in here, and the beads that are in there do some crazy stuff to basically clean your clothing. We stopped using these after several months of using them. They worked-ish. They are not as powerful as a detergent, and we went from this to an eco-friendly detergent, readily biodegradable one. I'm not saying that these don't work. We found that they work less soiled clothing, stuff that you just everyday clothing that's not going to get really dirty. They did pretty good. We still preferred the smell that you get, and so you're still using some kind of chemical, some kind of fabric softener with an odorant or some kind of odorizer than just these, because these aren't going to make your clothes smell any better, really, other than they just remove some things. They work-ish is probably the best way to put it. I spent 50 bucks when I backed this, and right now you can still buy these from them for a set like this for 60 bucks, 59 bucks. So not a product that I was hugely pleased with, but it did save money, and it saved things, and it got us thinking outside of the box. So if nothing else, it did improve in that. But that's the yeah, Crystal Wash 2.0. Fast forward to 2017. This is actually one I didn't have it on my table earlier, but this was what was originally called the Little Tumbler LTTL. I thought it looked amazing, so I backed it. After they backed it and everything kind of went through, they changed, and actually I don't know if they sold it off or if their new manufacturing partner, Built, wanted to put their label on it, and they did it. I tell you what, there's a lot of people that were not happy about the big Built label on this, but whatever. I actually got 3. This is 2 of them. My wife has the other one, so she's using it, but we still use them to this day. The neat thing about these was the fact that you could actually untwist it and have it actually sip from any direction on these lids. Now you can see I actually dented this one pretty good, dropping it, and this one has been dropped a few times too. The black one. I use these in the vehicle. The nice thing is they're nice and slim. You open it up and you actually have a full mug itself. We actually wash these in the dishwasher. Yeah, hand washing was probably going to help with maybe the paint a little bit more, but yeah, it's a lot easier, and they work really, really well. I can't see where you can buy these, but if I do, I will put it in the description below still, because this design is fantastic. There's no moving parts at all. It's just the lid that actually kind of latches into place. There's little knobs down there. You can kind of see it where the piece of the lid actually locks in. I don't use these as often as I used to. I have a lot of drinking cups that I have, but these are still wonderful because of the fact that you can drink from any direction. It's 360. As soon as you unpop it, unseal it, it doesn't matter where you sip from, because how the lid works, it allows things through all the way around. So that's the huge things about these, and yeah, you know what? This one actually lived up to expectations perfectly, and we still use them to this day. My wife, actually, hers is still her primary beverage container specifically for coffee. So yeah, that's the Little, or I guess Built. And at one point you can actually find it on Built's website, but like I said, if I find it, I'll link it. Just going back to the tumbler real quick, 45 bucks for 2 of them. That's what I paid, just so you're aware. And I'll link if I find them. But this is another product called FinalStraw, and I actually have 2 of them. One for me, one for my wife is when I actually bought them. Also back in 2017 is when I backed it, and these were the first collapsible straw that I've ever had. They're reusable, they're stainless steel. They pop out. They actually have a silicone, basically it's a silicone straw with a stainless steel shroud around it to keep it rigid, essentially, when you're using it, and they just kind of like tent stake or tent poles. I guess the silicone is the actual cord in the middle. What I found is that if you don't use this for a long period of time, being bent like so, it flattens the silicone out, which sometimes I've had this happen a couple times where you open it up and you go to use it and it's not usable because it's still flat in here, and so you kind of gotta take it and roll it around. The other thing that I found is washing this, obviously washing it and everything like that, but what happens is you get water in between the silicone and the stainless steel, and it's not perfect, right? It isn't perfect, but to be honest, when we got these, I was very impressed, and I like these a lot. It's a good way of reducing your straw waste, and yeah, and it's still available. I spent 20 bucks plus shipping, so it was 25 bucks I think for each of these when I bought it. I think it was 20 and then $5 for shipping. And also, I will say this: they have a little carriage that comes with it, with a little squeegee. It's actually a little rubber squeegee that you can run through the straw itself to get any gunk build up and basically clean the straw. As you can see, it's long enough there, right? And it just helps get all the stuff out of the straw when you're washing it. And then this just twists back up, and then you just put it back in the little bin. And then when you're done with the straw, you just fold it into this 4, stick it down in the case, magnetically closes. Really nice. We actually really like them. We don't use them frequently, I'll be honest about it, but it is nice and small and compact and easy to take with you anywhere you want to go and have a nice straw. And that's the thing about these. These are nice. Again, a little trickier to clean, but we really like them, and they've been a good addition. So that's FinalStraw. Available now. These you can buy on Amazon. I think they're like 13 bucks a piece. Pretty awesome. I'll put links down in the description. That's FinalStraw. Well, I probably have the box somewhere for these, but the straw actually was 2018. I said 2017. I apologize. And these were also a 2018 go. These are, well, what they were originally called was Tropic travel shoes. Then they had a whole litigation about the name. They changed it to Tropicfeel. These are the Tropicfeel Monsoons. You can still buy these today. They've actually expanded their line with more shoes as well, but this was the original. This is the first. Back then on the Kickstarter, I could change the colors, pick the different colors. And these are used, heavily used, because I really liked these shoes for as lightweight and or what they were, I should say, maybe. I spent, I think, 60, with the exchange rate, it was like 65, 70 bucks, I think, is what I paid for these as being an original member. They slip-on shoes. They're designed to be a slip-on shoe. They were the first shoe I ever had that actually had these elastic laces, and I've actually duplicated this on a lot of my other shoes because it works so well. But it breathes extremely well. It's all a really, really breathable fabric. These have 3+ years of use on them, and they are going well. I do need some new liners. The actual insoles themselves are, well, they've seen better days. Because I'll be honest, I wear these shoes without socks more often than I do with socks, and your feet tend to eventually grab onto that liner and peel it back. And it's not just the one side; it's both sides that are feeling it. And I've thought I was just ripping this back, but then of course this fabric on there makes it feel better on the feet. So I've kind of been dealing with it, but I'm looking at maybe retiring these shoes and getting a replacement from Tropicfeel because I do really like these shoes. They are really nice. And I have some other travel shoes as well, but these are designed to just take, they're called the Monsoon for a reason. They're designed to get wet and just go. And they are really, well, I like the look of them too. This is my two kind of favorite colors, and they just go with me really, really well. But Tropicfeel Monsoon. Now, if you wanted to buy a pair of these today, again, changes of colors, things like that, but I think you can get them on their website for 107 bucks. I'll put links. But yeah, Tropicfeel Monsoon, one of those things that I put on for the first time, and I was kind of like, I don't know. And this is kind of my whole story with shoes in general. I'll put them on, and I don't know. But you know what? I'll force myself to wear them. I'll wear them for whatever. I wore these, I think, for a day, and at the end of the day, I was like, yeah, those are kind of cool. And then after the first week, okay, these are awesome. And I actually tend to wear them a lot. Even today, with them the insoles and stuff falling apart a little bit, I still wear them more frequently than not. And yeah, they're getting dirty. And you can see the greenish color because I'll grab these and cut the grass with them. I'll do anything with them. They're just a really cool shoe. So Tropicfeel, link in the description. All right, moving forward to 2019 now. This is something that I actually ordered when I got this on Kickstarter. I got 10 straws, so 2 packs of 5. The second pack I actually threw down in my office saying I'm going to keep it by itself, and I'm going to do a review on it once I get ready, and then I completely forgot about doing the review, and well, now I get to open the second package. Now, Rainstraw is another straw designed to, well, essentially alleviate plastic waste in the garbage, right? And these are definitely the most used straw in my entire house. Whether that's reusable or non-reusable, doesn't matter. We use these straws, the 5 I have upstairs, all the time because they are awesome. They not only are very rigid and work very, very well, they're extremely easy to clean because if you actually pull the bottom out, you literally unzip the straw technically into 2 halves. We chuck these in the dishwasher, and that's it. Literally it. When they come out of the dishwasher, we actually chuck them in the drawer with the 2 halves, and then when the kids go to use them, if you can see, there's a little divot kind of right up here. The pointy end of the straw, which is the bottom, you kind of put it into the divot like so, and you just ram it all the way down until it stops. Then you take your thumb and forefinger and you zip the straw back up all the way to the top, and now you have a solid straw that does not leak, works fantastic, even has a little holder up there so you kind of know which way is the top. But We love these straws, and I will tell you that my wife and kids are going to be happy that I finally have the other 5 that I'm going to stick into the drawer that I've had down here for quite a while now. But Rainstraws. I spent $25 on 10 straws, so whatever it is, 12.5 for 10. You can buy these now after everything. $10 for a set of 5 of them. Well worth it. This is one of my favorite Kickstarters that I've ever backed. Simple, really simple, and it works extremely well. So that is Rainstraw. I don't know what the packaging looks like today, but one of those that I was really happy that I backed, because for a straw, these are awesome. So yeah, that's Rainstraw. So this is another one that I backed on Kickstarter, $12 back in 2019, end of the year, and it's called Sud Stud. Essentially, I was kind of going back and forth between bar soap and liquid soap, and I'm more of a bar soap person, and these you just essentially stick the bar, you kind of jam it in depending on the size of the bar. You kind of get it in there, it gets in between there, and then you have this. It's easier to hold on to the bar soap. It lathers up. It actually helps save the bar soap, so it lasts longer. And it does work. Now, they actually have a second version of this out. About a year after they made this one, they came up with a second version, which you can buy. This cost me, I think, $12, and the newer ones are like $15 for the version 2. There are some imitations that I've seen on Amazon as well, but I'm going to link to the actual Sud Stud that you can also purchase on Amazon in the description. So that's the Sud Stud. Works pretty well. I'm not going to say it's amazing, but it does work. It does have the leaks, and you can see that it's been in my wash. I'm actually going between this one and a different one when I have, depending on the bar of soap, I actually have a larger one that has for what they call a very large bar of soap. This is for my standard bar of soaps when I use back and forth. So that's the Sud Stud. So this one's kind of one of the first interesting ones I backed. This is a titanium knife from Kunmu Knives. I was looking for a new knife, a new pocket knife that actually sat in my pocket good. I was looking for titanium. This is a titanium knife with a nice steel blade, very well honed. It's called the Orion. It's actually got ball bearings, and so when you flip it open, it is just smooth as butter. It's fantastic. But looking at when I was backing it, this one was one of my first ones for 2020 to back. Right when I was backing it, the coronavirus was just starting in China really to kind of take off a little more. After everything went through, this was the first one that actually got impacted by coronavirus, or by COVID, over in China for getting to me. So, small startup with just like a few guys that operate a shop in and around where basically almost all the major knives are manufactured over in China. They decided to create their own, and that's what this is, to make Kunmu knives. They've had several since. This one met expectations, exactly what I was expecting. They were kind of saying, this is going to cost you whatever it is. I think it was about $100 is what it cost me, and $95 I think in the terms at that time, $95. But essentially getting something that's going to compare to a much higher price knife in the name brands. And I think it hit exactly what they said it was going to do. And I will definitely say that Kunwu Knives, they listened to the backers. Every time they had something, they'd update us. They kept us updated. They let us, they had originally how big the logo was going to be on here, and they toned that down. They put our backer number on. So, like I'm 165. It actually has my backer number on there. Really good knife, solid knife, and they gave a nice little bag here to put it in. I typically don't keep it in this bag, but I did want to put it in the video just because they did send that nice fleece-lined or nice soft lining bag. Solid knife. Definitely my favorite knife I have now. And I don't have a whole lot of knives, but really, really nice product. So that's a product that I do recommend. I'm going to put links to this one as well. And there are an array of knives because this was their first one, and everything since then I think is also been pretty high quality. So this one, this is the one that has been the worst Kickstarter I've ever backed. This one is called Penna Straw, and if you actually go down to the links, or I actually have the links to the actual product itself, if you watch the actual video, this one doesn't live up to anything that they put in that video. This one is also a reusable straw. I thought it looked really, really neat, so I only ordered one. It was $38 plus shipping. And this one was supposed to be a 4-piece straw, magnetically attaches together. It was supposed to actually have these inside here. There are actually brushes that you fill this kind of with water, you shake it to clean the brush head itself, and then you open up the bottom and it dumps the water back out. There's a UV light that's supposed to come on every time you shut this, and it puts UV light basically to kill any bacteria, anything that'd be growing on it. But you know, at the same time, if you watch the video of when they actually do this, the actual straw itself comes together just tick, 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 and this thing doesn't do that at all. They actually added these little like plastic bushings that actually you're supposed to take the straw and then click it together. Come on, there we go, click. All right, and then we have the next piece that takes and clicks on, and now of course that one already fell off. Click, come on, yeah. So this is the biggest piece of garbage I've ever backed on any. Yeah, I can't even do it. I hate this straw. I'm not even going to put links to where you can buy this, because I don't even know if they are selling it, because I am not the only one that says this is a gigantic pile of garbage. If you go to the Kickstarter campaign page, which is what I'm going to link down below, you'll see basically everybody that backed this thing is pretty much, no, this thing sucks. It doesn't stay together. It really doesn't. When you actually do get it together, which is it's a pain to get it together, it doesn't like to stay together. At least mine doesn't at all. I'm lucky to get it. There we go. I actually got it together. Look at that. If you put any pressure on it at all, it comes apart. Like it doesn't work at all. And then the UV light, charged it a couple times on a couple different chargers to make sure it charged, and I've never actually gotten the light to actually turn on automatically when it actually is has anything in it. It doesn't matter if it's got nothing in it. It doesn't matter if I put the straw in it. This is one of those Kickstarters that, you know, it was too good to be true when I ordered it, and it is a gigantic pile of garbage. Ordered it early in 2020. I think the Kickstarter ended in April of 2020. I literally just got this a month, maybe two ago, because of COVID delays. Everybody had COVID delays, but nothing like this. This was just terrible. And they didn't update us worth a darn. This was the worst Kickstarter campaign I've ever been involved with, because if I was to put this in your hands and said this was $38, you would laugh at me and say, there's no way this is worth $38. This is a cheap piece of plastic with a really crap straw. So I apologize to say it like that, but this Kickstarter was horrible. And you know, that's the thing about backing companies that don't really have a product beforehand. You don't know the quality that you're going to get. But based on the video, it was different. But this does not live up to any expectation I had, and falls way short, and is just something that I will chuck in the garbage or throw in the corner and never use, because I can't use it. It falls apart. So that's Penistra. So this one, I actually have a few. I got a 3-pack. One of which is in my van. It's not here. My wife has it. One of them in my truck. I'm not going to grab it. I'm just going to use this one. This is the longer of the set. I actually have shorter ones that have 4 magnets rather than just the 2 magnets on it. But this is SuperCalla, and this is designed as kind of a magnetic closure, you know, easier to go, and yeah. So if you watch the video from Kickstarter, it looks way cooler than this. Now I'm not gonna say too many terrible things about this. I think it was like $37 for a 3-pack is when I backed it back in 2020. They also had COVID delays on this one as well. And I got this year, and yeah, it was a lot later than it should have been. There were already copies of this available that you could buy in the store with the magnets and everything, and so I think they failed in their push to market, to be honest about it. And then the amount they charged us for shipping was was astronomical. I mean, it was 37 bucks for the 3-pack, but then it was like 20 some bucks I think to ship to me for the 3-pack, which is ridiculous. So I'm not going to have a whole lot of love for this product, other than it does exactly what it says it is. The quality is good. I like the smaller one. This is the, like I said, this is the USB-C to C, which I have for my MacBook or my tablet, my iPad. However, the longer cable with just the 2 magnets, nowhere near as good as the one with 4 magnets. But it also doesn't come together as good as they do in the videos. I have never been able to just go snap, 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 snap. It just doesn't work like that. But I will say, once you get it together, it is very nice. You can flatten it out, right, and still magnetically attached. And it organizes the cables without having to worry about Velcro strands or anything like that. So I do like it, but not without its problems, I guess is maybe the best way to put it. It's not a perfect product, and I don't know how you would make it better, but the quality of the magnets that they did put on it, pretty good. They hold together very, very well. So other than the feeling burned on the shipping and things like that, and of course the wait to get this, the product itself is actually pretty solid. So if you can get these for a good price, I like them. I do like I said, I like the shorter ones better with the more magnets, but yes, pretty quality product. Okay, so we have another product that I use quite frequently, and I do like this one. This is one from Xpand. It's called the Urban Belt. Essentially, it's a magnetic belt that actually quickly attaches and detaches. Rather than having that belt buckle things, basically you size it to you, as you can see there with the strap. The one side strap kind of actually just kind of goes in place on the one side and stays there. And you can lock it into, looks like that side right, there we go. And so you have your front belt, and it just pops off, snaps back in, all magnetically. It does have a nice plastic housing around it, and you can see the magnet there. And it works really, really well. I will say that as you wear it, because you're going to have a little bit of tension on this, if you have this kind of out towards the end, because it's an elastic belt, it can come off, I guess, and then kind of jolt up at you. I haven't had that too much, but for all in all, for what this is, I really like this belt. It has actually become my priority belt. I think my one gripe with it, I'm trying to bring up little things that I didn't like or things like that. So this is one of those things that I kind of figured out. But the one thing that I don't like about it is because there's a piece on both sides, it takes a little while to actually push this through all the loops on your pants or your shorts to get it to be where it is. And I think that's the biggest, I guess, item. Now, if you were to undo it from the belt altogether, I like to keep it together at all times. But if you were to undo it, then you could obviously slip it around, but then you'd have to put it back together. Yeah, that's the only thing I have to say about this, and I don't see a way around that. That's just what it is. Now, that said, when I bought it, I also bought it, they allowed different colors. This is kind of an olive, kind of army green, deep navy blue, and then kind of a brown color, and then the black that I have it in. I have not actually used the other colors yet. I'm not saying I'm not going to, but the black has kind of been my go-to. And if I was to do it again, I might just stick with the black. But I spent, I think, $59 on the whole set here, and you can buy this direct off their website. I think it's $39 for the belt with one strap. I'll put links down in the description, but if you're looking for an easy on, easy off belt, this one's pretty solid. I like it. Now, like I said, it's not something that just comes on and out of your pants, because you do have these ends, right? You have to kind of fish through. So if you're going through an airport, I don't think I've actually worn this through the airport yet, and that's something that I wish I would have done last time I went. Oh no, I did, but I have pre-check now, so I guess I didn't have to worry about it. But that said, that'd be one thing that if that little piece of metal, the magnet in there, that actually does anything, they may have you remove it. It's not just a quick undo and pull the belt out. It's literally, unless you're going to undo this side, it's kind of a little finessing through the belt loops. So just to bring that up, not a big deal, but it is a deal. That is one of those items. So yeah, that's the urban belt from Xpand. So this is the universal lens hood from Curved, another Kickstarter I backed late 2020. Essentially, it's just a piece of silicone. That's all it is. Nothing fancy. And it replaces the big, bulky plastic lens hoods that you can add to any lens. Now, this is one of those products that I like, I don't love, and I don't use very frequently. But when I do, it can come into play where it actually works pretty good. But it's not perfect. I think if it had a little more rigidity to it, this is just a little bit too, see how it ovals out real easy? I think if it had a little more rigidity to it, I'd like it more. I think if it actually maybe had a little bit more of an angle to it, I'd also like it more, because I can't tell you how many times that I put this on the camera and I had to keep stepping it back because I could see it in the camera. I could still see the outline edge of the camera without zooming in. And it also, you know, it kind of, you have to kind of put it on the camera a little bit further than I like to. So like this is where my zoom handle is. I almost have to put it back in here, and then I can't zoom all the way open. Not a perfect product. I spent 45 bucks on 2 of these, and I gotta say that they are nice. You can see how it's fairly easy to collapse. You just kind of step it down, and it collapses down. And the lens hood on this guy, I invert, put it back over, and that's that. I'm done with it. And it is a little more limiting. The big thing that I like about the silicone one is against windows. You can actually kind of put this against a window, kind of cup the window, and you don't get the glare effects. So on an airplane, I actually tend to use this. This is, I guess if I was to be as honest as possible, the only place I use this anymore is if I'm shooting through a window, whether it's in a building or on an airplane or something. That's kind of where I've kind of limited this to, because it's not a perfect product. Now, I'm not saying that out there for photographers that use lens hoods a lot, this may be a great product. For me, it's lacking the perfection that I wanted out of it. Now, for what it is, it's not a bad product, and they still do sell it, and I will put links down in the description. They also have a silicone universal lens cap that replaces your plastic caps, right? And then it just caps over. I got that as well. I don't even use those. I don't even know where I have them anymore. I got a set of those. I still prefer the standard plastic lens cap because these are quick on, quick off, done. Where the rubber ones, yeah, they seal better. Yeah, they help protect keeping dirt from getting in there, but they take too long to take on and off. So I stick with the standard lens caps for my lenses. But this one, I am glad I have it. I don't take it with me everywhere, but when I do, that's when I use it, I guess, is on Windows. The last product I backed in 2020 was Zendure's Supertank Pro. Now, I actually have a small USB-C, just 10,000 milliamp hour battery pack. It's my favorite small pack that I own. I bought that just on Amazon. And when I saw what Zendure was doing with their larger ones, the Supertank Pro with the 4 USB-C outputs, full screen actually that tells you exactly what's going on, how much is there, how fast, how much each port is pulling for in terms of power being pulled. Also, if you plug one in here to charge this up, it'll tell you how fast it's charging up as well. So your the first 2 here are in and out ports, so you can power in or power out, and then the last 2 are just power out. 100 up to 100 watt output. This one also has 26,800 milliamp hours of power. So that's the battery capacity, at least. It can charge all of my devices at the same time, whether it's my computer, my iPad, my iPhone, and my Apple Watch. All of them, all simultaneously, and the thing is awesome. And so that's what I got this for. So I have power for all of my devices, my camera, anything that I can power from USB-C, and that's what I wanted. Just something that had multiple USB-C ports. This is kind of something that I take everywhere I go traveling. It is my main large capacity battery pack. So like if I'm in the airport, I want to power something, something was dying or whatever, I can power mine. I can also power my wife's or my friends or something, or my kids. devices at the same time. And then I also, at the same time when I backed this, they also allowed you to basically add on. This is what they call the SuperPort S4. So 3 USB-C outputs and then a USB-A for legacy devices from Zendure as well. This thing these are the two things that I take in my travel bag for charging things. This is my two things. Now, of course, I know I'm not going to need a battery pack, then I'm not going to take this. This goes everywhere. This is my primary charger because of what I actually have the capability of charging with it. But the Zendure Supertank Pro, 2 thumbs up. Absolutely. Fantastic battery pack. It is large and heavy, but if you're looking for multiple devices, and especially in my backpack with how many devices I have and wanting to be able to charge and not worry about charging this thing back up right away, I can charge my phone multiple times, my tablet multiple times, without charging this thing back up. And that's Zendure Supertank Pro. So huge fan of this one. And yeah, if you look into this at all, I might actually do another video on this in the future. But I'm a huge, in the time that I've spent with this is my primary pack. And then I have my ultra portable smaller Zendure. But Zendure is actually my preferred battery backup solution now. So that's that. Oh yeah, by the way, $200 plus shipping. I think it was $219 is what I paid for this outright. And then right now you can get this, I think about $250 is what the retail is on it. So that's that. So the last item that I'm going to show here is a pair of travel or performance shorts. So this is from a company called Woody's. This is their performance short that they brought out on Kickstarter. They make a lot of different pants and shorts, but really kind of got my attention is the quality of build that they were offering, the custom sizing that they were offering, and at the time on Kickstarter, I spent $69 on this. Today, if you were to order this today from their website, I think it's like $105 right now. I don't know what kind of deals they offer from time to time. I will put links, like I said, in the description. But these are probably the best fitting shorts that I own. They are really, really comfortable. Of course, dog hair and stuff sitting here on the table, and now it's picking it up. These are gray. They offer different colors as well, black and khaki and stuff like that. But they are unique. They are, when you actually order pants or shorts from Woody's, specifically the nice, it's all custom. So you put in your height, you put in your weight, you put in all the various things that that they're going to ask you to make these fit the best that they can fit. And of course, I was skeptical to it, as I am with a lot of things. So I did ready it. I got it all done. And when they came, these are the best fitting shorts that I have, bar none. And they are extremely comfortable. And I actually own a couple pairs of really nice shorts that I love, and I still love to this day. But these fit better. They really do. These fit fantastic. Now they're pretty simple, but they work really, really well. Pockets, there is a small, I guess, coin pocket, I guess, if it were, or something, a small item here. You can put small items in there. You have your 2 main pockets that are actually very nicely sized. On the back side, we have zippers actually in behind, so you actually have a locking area. So if you want to make sure that your wallet isn't going to get stolen. And on the other side as well, also, this is a actual zippered pocket. The whole pocket is. It's extremely comfortable. The fabric itself is very soft. But I also want to point this out. This is a different buckle than I've ever had on another pair of pants. It's a metal buckle, but it's not a snap. It's not anything. It actually kind of goes in from the side. So you put it in and then you pull it apart, and it actually holds just by sheer pressure. And then when you go to undo it, you just pull it away, kind of like a clasp, kind of like this, right? And it works extremely well. I'm amazed. This is actually my new favorite pant buckle or pant pin or whatever you want to call it. It works extremely well, and these pants are extremely comfortable. They even put my initials in there when I got them. So BS. So that is the performance shorts from Woody's. fantastic shorts. Another Kickstarter that I backed that I am so glad I did, because the price that I paid on this is fantastic. But I'm actually eyeing maybe a pair of their pants as well, because I really like these. I have a couple other pants that I really like right now too. So, but if I ever get down to it, I think I'm gonna order another pair of these shorts or a pair of their pants as well. So that's the Woody's Performance Pants. And we come to an end. I hope going through all these different things gets you an idea. Now, I've had, in my entire Kickstarter experience, I've had one product. And this is Kickstarter and Indiegogo, another company out there that you can do backing projects, right? I've only had one project that failed to actually produce an item, and I was out the money. And I still am. And it's a sore spot. It was $110 that I'm not getting back, and I don't ever see it ever coming back. And that was a product that the COVID definitely hit hard. They claim, you know, they were in China, and whether or not that is absolutely true or not, I think it's a combination of a bunch of things. But it can happen, is the best way to describe it. So, you know, definitely want to keep eye out when you're looking at on a Kickstarter or Indiegogo or any of those. Try to pick out the things to make it seem like the product is what it's going to be. There's no guarantee it's going to be exactly what you think it's going to be. There's no guarantee that anything, really, to be honest about it. It is a little bit of a gamble, but I would argue 80% of the time I've gotten a product that I'm really happy with. 10-15% of the time I get a product that I'm not super happy with, but it works. And then that 5% just, I would rather throw it away. So that is, so far at least a good, not a good portion, some of the items that I've backed on Kickstarter. There's a lot more. And I have a whole bunch more that I've actually backed recently that I haven't received yet. And but it looks like all those should be coming. I don't see any of those dying, but you never know. Thank you for watching to the end. If you have any questions or comments, please post those below. Head over to techgooch.com and get a hold of me directly there, or contact at techgooch.com. By all means, email me there if you need to get a hold of me directly. Thank you for watching to the end. We'll catch you back here on TechGooch for another future video review. We'll see you soon.